match, round 7 at Emerald Headingley Stadium, and the Leeds Rhinos are in a rematch against the Wigan Warriors. As I say, a rematch of the 2018 Grand Final between the two sides, and it's the first match to be played at Emerald Headingley since 2017, as the stadium's gone under redevelopment. So the under-19 suffering the first loss of the season last week, 2 weeks ago against Huddersfield Giants, whereas Wigan unbeaten league leaders at the top of the table. And alongside me for this one is Liam Hamill, Leeds Rhinos Academy winger. Liam, how are we doing?
Yeah, great to be here. Very excited for this game. I think it's a chance for us to set some wrongs right, bounce back from that result at Huddersfield, and change what happened in that grand final last year.
And there's nothing much of it, and it's such a hard challenge against Wigan, and it's definitely something that Rob Burrow we're looking to bring out is a win in this one.
Massively important game for us, this. Definitely need to have a look at trying to have a look at the top of the table and trying to be there at the end of the season. Getting a win today will go a long way towards that, definitely. Great opportunity for the boys to be playing here at Headingley as well. It's a great stadium, and hopefully we'll get a few fans in.
So we'll go through the teams quickly before we kick off. Kick-off's a couple of minutes away, so start with the Leeds Rhinos side. So Liam Whitton is at fullback. The wingers, Ewan Stevens and Liam Tyndall, how good have they been? Say they're both first years coming into this one.
They've been brilliant recently, especially Ewan Stevens. He's been our top try scorer this year. I think he's got 5 tries this year. He's been absolutely brilliant, looking to extend his try tally today.
And then in the centres, another first year in Tom Barton was picked out by Rob Burrow as one of the man of the matches against the Giants in that loss. And also Jack Broadbent coming back into the side from his opportunities on dual registration at Featherstone. How good has that been to have someone like him in the team?
Yeah, he's a really experienced lad. He's Jack. He'll bring a lot to the team. Definitely, it's exciting seeing Jack and Liam on that side, seeing what they can do in attack. Definitely.
And then the half-backs, Harvey Spence and Callum McClelland returning from coming off the bench against Workington in the Challenge Cup. You've then got he then was involved in the 19s over the in the 19-man squads over the Easter break. And then the props, Ryan Rowley, we've already talked about and raved about him a lot recently. Yeah. Corey Johnson back in the side as well, and Moise Mustafa as well in the team. In the front row, Tyler Dupree, Brad Martin and Louis McConnell, with Rob Burrow the head coach for this one. And now to the Wigan lineup. So at fullback is Umya Handley, son of Ellery Handley. On the wings, Ben Holcroft and Cian Taylor. The centres, Corey Hall and Sam Halsall. The halfbacks, Jake Sculthorpe and Ryan Forshaw. Into the front row, Jack Bibby and Joe Havada at prop. Aidan Roden is hooker, and at the front row, Harry Rushton, Max Roberts and Joe Shorrocks. The head coach is Shane Eccles. And replacements for both sides. For Leeds, Will Scrimshaw, Jared O'Connor, Joe Burton and Harry Georgiou, his second game since coming back from his injury. And for Wigan, Amir Burrock, Callum Green, Ben O'Keefe and Brad O'Neill. Plenty of returning faces into this one, Liam, like Harry playing his second game, Will also. How have you guys been coping with having so many injuries in the especially for the Huddersfield game?
Yeah, I think that the injuries that we've had, especially to the forward pack, has definitely impacted us, especially in that Huddersfield game. But we're lucky enough to have a few boys back from injury and a few boys that have been playing first team, and I think it'll be massively different today. I think as forward pack is going to be great.
You could definitely quote, said Tyler Dupree is one of the main men coming back in there from injury. Moise Mustafa as well.
Yeah.
A bit of time with the first team. Was included as well off the bench for that Challenge Cup game, as well as Callum McClelland. As you say, plenty of experience as well with Yorkshire. You know, there's Brad Martin, Ryan Rowley, Liam Tyndall, with Brad and Liam scoring against Lancashire at the weekend. You know, both these sides are heavily represented.
Yeah, I think it's a good experience for them, and I think they'll learn a lot from games like that, and they'll bring that back into this side. So same with Wigan. To be fair, there's a lot of representatives in there, and the lineups look impressive going into this game today.
Nothing else you would have wanted playing in this standout fixture, you've got to say, in the amazing bowl that is Emerald Headingley Stadium. Nothing else you would really wanted as an academy player. So we're just waiting for the teams to emerge. And so Wigan lost a game this season. 6 wins from 6. Massive points tally. That's definitely something we've got to be watching out for. Is their attack?
Yeah, they're definitely a dangerous team with the ball in hand. But at the same time, they're a solid defensive team. I think as long as we can get into that cycle with Wigan and stay in that with them, I think we've got a great chance of putting some points on the board today.
And as we say, we've never, a little bit, maybe call it a downer, but we've never beaten Wigan in a while. We've drawn last season, but it's been a while since we've beaten a Wigan Academy side.
Yeah.
How important is it that we have a go and we really do push them today?
I think we've got a great chance. I mean, Wigan are definitely a great side, and they're going to be a side that are going to be up there at the end of the season, but I think that's where we're aiming for as well. So I think early on in the season, we 6 or 7 games in, I think it's a great opportunity to stamp as authority on this league with a good result here today.
Let's not also forget that we can rave about their attack as much as we like. The defence have only conceded 11 tries this season, whereas just in comparison with ourselves, nearly double. That's such a big stat for them, showing how dominant they are.
Yeah, they're a great defensive side. They're a great, well-drilled side, tough up the middle, which I think we need to match that today with. But I think we've got the opportunity to do that. Looking at our lineup, I think players like Tyler and Moise, Ryan, they're all gonna have a big job to play today, and it's looking exciting, definitely.
And so the last time Leeds did play Wigan here at Emerald Headingley was 2016. 4 points separate us on that day. It's such an occasion, especially as we were talking earlier, for these first young lads coming into the side. And what a great experience for them to try and have a go. But do catch us for the full 80 minutes today, live on Facebook and YouTube. And so, as I was just saying about a 4 point advantage for Wigan was in that 2016 game, but there's been a lot has changed since then, you can say.
Definitely, yeah. I think a lot changes year in, year out with the academy. You know, there's a lot of exciting first years coming in for both sides this year. The sides change so much year on year that you can't really use last year's games or the year before that or anything. You can't really use it to predict it. Every year's a new year, a new opportunity.
So just to quickly run you through the other round 7 results that we've got through. So City of Hull beating Bradford. These were all yesterday. So City of Hull beat Bradford 34-4 to extend their run to 3 wins now. Warrington, despite being 10-all at half-time, Warrington, a massive comeback to win against Newcastle Thunder, 40 points to 10. Warrington keeping their tabs on ourselves.
Yeah.
We've got to definitely be watching our tails as well as looking forward as well.
Warrington are a good side. They've brought in quite a few players this year. And they're definitely another side, as I talk about Leeds and Wigan, another side that are going to be up there challenging for top 4 at the end of the year.
Along with St Helens, who do play today, but I'll get on to that one. And finally, Casper Tigers' woes going out to 7 losses now, losing at the weekend yesterday to London Broncos, 30 points to 20. It's a tough one to take, bear in mind that they are trying and they're getting close.
Yeah, I think London away, it's a difficult game to go. It's a difficult place to go. You know, you've got a long coach journey. I think it affects it. I think we had a tough result at London away last year. And I think Castleford, they've got a good side, but they're just struggling at the minute to get the points on the board.
And then just rolling into today's fixtures alongside definitely the landmark fixture for this one, definitely. You've got Huddersfield playing Wakefield, which should be a nice one. Huddersfield 5th and Wakefield 9th. And also St Helens, the other side that are unbeaten this season, facing Widnes, who are going in search of a 4th win. And as I was saying, they've really turned their season around. They're looking really good at the Widnes Academy.
Yeah, Widnes are a side that can challenge. They've got some great players in there. Just as you see the boys, see the Wigan lads.
You just see Wigan running out, in their classic academy red and white strip. Unmissable with the cherry and whites. So we'll just wait for Corey Johnson to lead out the Leeds side. Led out by Corey Johnson, the Leeds Rhinos Academy, rolling out onto the field. As we say, it's such a landmark fixture, this one, in the rugby calendar. Louis McConnell said this week, it's Wigan, when the fixtures come out, it's always looking for Wigan week. It's the week you wanted to look out for. Yeah,
it's been a big focus this week in training. Everyone's been thinking about Wigan week. It's a massive fixture and something we need to get right. It sets a statement for the rest of the season, really, especially here with this grand occasion at Headingley Stadium.
So much in this one, and so myself and Liam for the full 80 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, this is going to be a real mouth-watering game. And it will be Leeds that's getting us underway through Harvey Spence. So nice quick fun fact about Harvey for you. He's currently accounts for 26% of Leeds' overall points this season, and currently has an 85% kicking succession rate, which is just a testament to how well he's playing. Bear in mind, they did say as well that kicking was someone who was looking to get better and develop at this year.
Yeah, it's something we really need from Harvey, a great kicking game, both in play and looking at conversions. It's something that can really change a game.
As Wigan take the ball in, this is Corey Hall, taken to ground by Tyler Dupree wearing 21, Muiz Mustafa in 10. Straight down the middle there was Jack Bibby. Good contact there with Corey Johnson, Louis McConnell as well. Out dummy half goes Jake Sharks down the field. He sees a gap through the middle. Muiz Mustafa's getting nowhere near him. Ewan Stevens comes on his inside. Good tackle in the end from Stevens.
Just a bit of loss of control from the ruck around there from Leeds.
You could see the gap in behind, couldn't you? As they're spreading it wide now.
Definitely.
Moving it out to Halsall. Tries to get beaten around the outside.
It's good scramble defence.
He loses the width out there, but gets it back in field. Hanley, bit of footwork at the line. Takes it finally into contact. Well, no one could get hold of Sam Halsall there. Bit worrying for Rob Burrow at the moment. A little kicking behind, but that's nothing really. That's nothing that Leeds can't counter on with Cal McClelland with his hands on the ball.
Leeds
quick tap and play. There.
Looking dangerous from Wigan.
You could just see down here when they made the break, you could see the gap in behind. Easy enough for them to slip on through. As here comes Jack Broadbent, as you say, spent the last 3 or 4 games on dual registration with the Featherstone Rovers, scoring 2 tries in their Challenge Cup games. Mustafa now. Halted just shy of the halfway line. Johnson onto McConnell. Straight for the line, good contact from Harvard.
It's looking like a tough game already.
Roden in there as well. Johnson jinks out dummy half, goes straight in at Roden. Shrugs away though. Harry Rushton in there as well for Wigan. 5th tackle here for the Rhinos. Spence, high bomb, looking for Liam Tyndall, who's going to put a bit of pressure. Gets up, bit of contact out the back. Hanley gets his hands on the ball though, and a decent attacking set though from Leeds in the opening couple of minutes.
Definitely great to turn the ball over there and to tell Wigan basically come 90 metres on us and see, let's pin them in here. And good defensive set and set straight back up in a good ball.
Straight to the 20 in the first couple of tackles there as Sculthorpe tries to get away. Brought down eventually by Mustafa. A little bit of a mess up at the back by Roden. Not something you usually see, is it, right there? You don't want that in your opening set, and that isn't what Leeds will be wanting. A penalty for a high tackle going Wigan's way.
From Dupree there.
So the last thing you want to be doing though is giving them field position.
Yeah, that relieves a bit of pressure.
With a side that's so dominant in attack.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be testing them and giving penalties like that when you've got them in such a good position in the 20-metre zone. Keep them where you can. As the Cherry and Whites look to get up to their 40-metre mark. Rushton onto Forshaw out the back. Little fumble there from Corey Hall. Reclaims eventually, but the referee gives the knock on. And that's great from Leeds. Just what we wanted.
Yeah, that's the response we needed. It's definitely a case of just trying to get into this cycle, not make any mistakes, don't give away silly penalties, and see if we can build a bit of pressure on this Wigan line here.
Both sides definitely trying to feel their ways into the game. Trying a bit of everything, but
a few early errors. I think it's a bit of nerves.
As we expected, though, you know,
yeah.
It's when have you ever had as these lads, such as Tom Bart and Liam Tyndall, that have come and played on a pitch, not just this size, but in a stadium that's like this, you know.
Yeah.
It's a very different atmosphere to Stanley.
Yeah, it's a grand occasion. It's a grand fixture.
It won't be the first as well, as a couple planned as Leeds get the penalty there. Moise Mustafa winning that one.
It's a great opportunity for Leeds to get some early points on the board.
Would you possibly kick for two here? Oh, a little slip from Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good decision to try build a bit of pressure here. Try go for the try. If not, repeat set.
Build on it. Mustafa now close to the line. Leeds 5 or so metres out. Johnson goes left, tries to jink away from the line and does. Shapes for McConnell to go back on his inside. Gives it to Brad Martin. Scored last weekend for Yorkshire on his Yorkshire debut. Brought down just to the left of the sticks here. Johnson goes to the right to McConnell. A little jink back on his inside. Shoves away from one. He's still going Luke McConnell. Inches away from the line. Good work from the Luke's forward. Johnson to the left. McClelland. Little grubber kicking behind, looking for Stevens, but Wigan are forced to take the ball dead. And as you say, repeat set, it's a dropout.
Great game management there from Cal. Just tried to get that repeat set, try build a bit of pressure and see if we can find some tied bodies in that Wigan line. Try find a hole.
Ben Holcroft didn't have a lot of options there, did he really? He had to take that ball down, otherwise maybe could have let it go dead, but you're running the risk.
It's a difficult one for the lad. You don't want to run the risk of giving away a try there, definitely not.
Ryan rolling straight into the line. Go on.
That's what's needed in this game.
That's just what's needed, that sort of aggression and pace at the line, which Leeds really needed to show against Huddersfield, didn't they, really? Just assert that dominance in the opening sets.
I think that's what we were missing against Huddersfield.
A lot of bodies back, though, when you look at it. Tyler Dupree and Moise Mustafa as they push it left here. Jack Broadbent trying to get away from the Wigan defenders and does, just shy of the 10. But you've got Tyler Dupree, you've got Moise Mustafa in the lineup now. You know, it's very different. To say that Sam Walters isn't even in the team.
Yeah, these are big physical lads that bring a lot.
There's an offload out the back. McClellan going at the line. Maybe look, you see the ball nearly going down.
Yeah.
Maybe should have looked for Broadbent or Stevens in the corner. Johnson, drop off ball to Dupree, and Dupree gets it down. Oh, the referee gives a knock on. Unlucky.
Very unlucky. Great move from Tyler. Great body position to try and get low.
I thought he'd got it. I thought he'd got it.
It looked from up here like he did, but.
So we will get a replay of that one. You just see Johnson here just shoot the ball. It's the right option for Dupree. And there's the ball.
Just a little fumble as he's trying to spin away from the tackler.
It looked more like a strip, really, when you look at the action in bringing it over, but you can't. Although it's a chance gone begging, it's definitely pressure, which is, as we say, just what we need at the moment.
Not a bad place to turn over the ball.
Neither. You're right. As Wigan come away this time through Joe Harvard, sorry. Good tackle from Moise Mustafa as they try and push away up the field to the Cherry and Whites. It's Harry Rushton, the top try scorer this season for the Cherry and Whites. Scored 4 against Castleford in a 66-6 win in that one. Definitely someone to watch out for wearing the 11 jersey today. Now it's with Roden, shifts it on out the back. Roden gets it again, but another knock on. And it's building up, isn't it? No one's really getting a foothold in this game at the moment.
Yeah, too many errors for both sides here. This game is ready for one side to take control.
That's all that's needed, isn't it? You'd have to back Leeds at the moment as favourites due to just the chances a lot on the line, the pressure they're building. Apart from at the start of the half when Wigan were down in this end, down on the Leeds line, they didn't really. We've not seen anything else. A couple of errors, just making sure that Leeds have had more possession. Broadbent. It's a bit slow to play the ball. Stevens gives it to McClelland inside to Dupree. Straight up at the line over the 30. And Leeds really are building. It's a great place to build for, isn't it? The 30 or look as it goes forward now. Barton. Oh, no yellow cards.
Was that for the late hit?
Out of the pocket. And that looks to be Jack Bibby going to the sidelines. I assume, if we can, just see if we get a replay. But I'm assuming you're right. I think it was a late hit on McConnell there. Why he's out back on the bench. So what can Leeds do now? They've got the penalty, they've got the man advantage. Where will the gap emerge? McClelland onto Dupree, charging at the line, mismatch with, I think it was Forshaw there. Got over the line, but pushed back well. Johnson. Short pass to McConnell and another knock on.
Another error.
Another error when Leeds really, it's a perfect position, isn't it? We've said.
These chances are going begging really for Leeds. Definitely been chances to get some points on the board, assert the dominance early.
And this isn't the team you need to be making the mistakes against, is it?
Not.
This isn't the team.
Definitely not.
Because what's to say that they can't go the 90 metres like we saw on that first set that they showed they broke really easily from behind that ruck.
I think this is a game where the team that starts to sort the completion rates out first will be the team that starts scoring the points.
So just wait for the scrum. Fed by Forshaw. Gives it on then to Corey Hall. A big hit up with McConnell and Martin. Now into the line with Harvard. And they're just rolling the ball forward, Wigan. There's no intensity here at the moment. Just looking to, I think, as you say, get a set under their belt.
Yeah.
Get a good attacking kick away. As Harvard's got his hands on the ball again, looks to shape the ball away, but he's dragged down by McConnell and Corey Johnson, I think, in there as well. Definitely put a big shift, hasn't he, Corey, since coming back from that concussion which he suffered against Newcastle. And that ball
just bounces in.
Just as a couple of millimetres. That was very close. Very close going out on the full. But it must be good having Corey back in the team after that concussion. He definitely is a leader.
Yeah.
When we spoke to him in previous matches and during the week.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the side, does Corey. Especially trying to make meters up the field. You'll see him here try and take over and give the forwards a good platform. Definitely near the line as well. He scored a lot of tries for us last year. Just trying to keep him honest near the line and make sure that the easy chances are taken.
Just to shout out Ollie Burton as well. Started his first game against Huddersfield. Not had anything. Not involved in this one though. Twin brother Joe's on the bench though.
Yeah, he's unlucky to not be selected. I think there's a few players that are unlucky.
So Spence with the ball now. On to Johnson. Johnson with a duck and a dive. Tries to get through, gets the offload away to McConnell. Gives it on to Spence. An off the cuff play here from Leeds. It just builds something, and the referee will stop the game because we've got, looks to be Harry Rushton down, taking a knock. Spence is down as well. So I think the big thing for this one is that there's so many experienced players back for Leeds, and how important do you think it was in their minds as academy players, as well as some of them on the verge of, playing first team, that you know, it's a fixture like this that they want to be involved in.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is one that everyone in the squad wants to be involved in. It's an exciting game. It's a chance to really make your mark on the league, especially at Huddersfield. We struggled. They're a big physical side, and we struggled with that physicality, but we're not struggling today. Wigan, another physical side, but we've got those players back in, and they're doing their jobs really well.
You can definitely compare these two sides really well as well, because they've played, apart from the round 6. Oh, the ball goes up and it's bounced back, and McClelland's going to pounce on it. But as we thought, they're just going to bring it back for a knock-on. So,
yeah,
another chance though. It's sowing the seed in their mind, I think, that of doubt that Leeds are putting them under the pressure here.
Another attacking kick there, just putting it into that corner and letting Liam Tyndall try and go steal it from the winger.
Wigan come out again, this time through Kean Tyra. How wide now to Harvard, and just gets a good hit from McClelland. Good hit up with him and Dupree in there as well, and they win the penalty as well to the Warriors.
Just been a little bit too messy around the ruck at the start of this game. Like with that early chance for Wigan, just a little bit too messy, a little bit too many penalties and errors.
As now they come forward this time, Wigan's on the halfway line, this time with Jack Bibby. Attack from Rowley, and just saw the fumble there, and the referee not missing anything today, is he?
No.
Not missing anything. Is James Jones. But yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up actually about the fact that we've not been clearing the ruck out as well as maybe in previous weeks, and because whether it be a break, whether it be a penalty, it's something that's being picked up on a lot by.
It's so important. It's a case of either if you get it wrong, you're either giving away a penalty or you're leaving a massive hole in behind the ruck, and the hookers that are on today for Wigan, I know that they're going to exploit that if we don't sort it out early.
As Rowley drives it into the line, also made his Yorkshire debut. Definitely a character in this side as McClelland shapes to go through, gives it on to Dupree and just fumbles the ball away, and another chance. Just going the way of Wigan. Forshaw with his hands on the ball.
Both head coaches have got to be frustrated with this first half, especially with the completions, the errors, the penalties. I think definitely these first 15 minutes, a lot of frustration from the coaches.
They're not really in any changes though. That's maybe. I think we both agree that it is, you know, the occasion and settling the nerves.
Yeah.
Because whether you're playing for the first time or playing for, you know, the 4th or 5th time, it's still quite daunting in such a big stadium as Emerald Headingley is.
It's a big occasion.
But Leeds definitely have the best of the chances in this opening 20 minutes. As Wigan just get beyond the Leeds 40. Forshaw with his hands on the ball now. Gives it on to Harvard. Tries to dump it out of the back, and Johnson's all over the ball. Didn't think about a strip, which could have been an option. Forshaw with a dummy and a good hit. Moise Mustafa pulling that one out of the back.
That's what he does best.
On the half back. Now it's with Sculthorpe. A little grubber kicking behind, and Barton does well, just to make sure that ball doesn't go over.
Does very well.
I think one of the things you credit Tom Barton for is defence.
He's absolutely brilliant in defence. His work rate and just how low he gets in the tackling, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Brad Martin on a little half break. That left edge is really quite powerful actually when you think about it. We've got Liam Tyndall bringing height and speed. You've got Tom with his defence, and then you've got Brad Martin who just runs away that he just, as we saw then.
It's quite a dynamic player, Brad.
As Rowley comes in at the line, good hit up from the visitors. Early kick in the count from Spence, looking to just take it over the head of Hanley.
Finds the grass.
He has found turf, and he's also found Ben Holcroft. Tries to jink his way through, but McConnell and Martin meet him. Hanley's weighing at the back of the play of the ball there. Now it's with Corey Hall, brought down by Rowley and Dupree. They're liking this left-hand side. They've moved it sort of laterally across with each play, which has been an interesting ploy. Yeah, just trying to exploit the edges, if anything, and find that gap in behind like they've just done there. Hanley with the ball, offloads the ball back into the hands of Forshaw. Forshaw looking, go at the line, tries to get through Barton and gets through Barton. That's not something that we'll say often. But Wigan then win the penalty.
Yeah, Wigan have been trying to get that early shift, trying to upset this Leeds defence and then run at the gaps in behind in the confusion afterwards, really.
As we say, Leeds could be looking back at what chances they've missed. Wigan are in a good position with a penalty. So you're going to think they're going to start this one from just over the 30-metre line. Definitely time to put some pressure on with just about 20 minutes played in this opening half.
Definitely an opportunity for Wigan here.
You think every opportunity they'll close within sort of 20-30 metres,
yeah,
for them is going to be a big opportunity that they'll look to exploit.
They're a great attacking side.
As Harry Rushton goes at the line, such a big body playing out on the second row. Got a job for him, Brad Martin out there. As a 50-50 pass goes into the arms of Max Roberts, just shy of the line. As Wigan got up to half, and that's Roden just coming up short. Coming up short on this occasion. Hall onto Forshaw, Forshaw to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe short pass to Rushton. He just can't poke his nose through. Just can't get close to that line. Hanley. So Jin can go away and just backtracks on himself. McConnell comes out to meet him and misses him. A wayward pass is thrown as well. Found there by Ben Holcroft.
Leeds defence holding well.
He's holding really well. Hanley wasn't given much option there. Maybe just missed the tackle there, Louis. But we'll see. In the end of this one, as Forshaw kicks across for Stevens, and it's a good take from the young winger.
Dealt with well.
And he keeps stays in the field of play, which is the win there.
Yeah.
McClellan has a go as well and gets driven back, and that's going to be a dropout for Leeds. And just when we were saying that Leeds were building the pressure, look what Wigan are doing.
Yeah.
Throwing it right back at us the same way.
Wigan have managed to cut out these errors from the past few sets, and now they're looking dangerous. A repeat set here. But the Leeds defence is holding strong so far.
Just heard over the tunnel there, Jared O'Connor out on the field. Ryan Rowley walking over that touchline. So we'll just see. Let's see it. It's Liam Whitton actually.
Yeah.
Just not given a lot of opportunity, is he there? Keep him upright, keep his legs up. So he can't keep going forward. He has to go backwards. Spence with the dropout. Looking, it's about 50 metres. A great dropout.
Good distance.
In terms of Hanley as well. Good play as Bibby takes the first drive. He's back out on the park.
Seeing O'Connor get involved straight away.
I think he knows he has to,
Yeah.
with Wigan now up to, full strength, 13 men out there again.
One thing he's really good at is defence, Jared, so hopefully getting the tired Ryan out of there, and hopefully Jared can bring a bit of energy on defence.
See him there in the 18 jersey.
Yeah.
As Harvard comes across. Take that one. Shorrocks, flat ball, it's straight through for Wigan, and they will open the score, and it's Max Roberts for Wigan when you thought nothing was on. A brilliant flat ball there from Joe Shorrocks, putting the second rower through, and Wigan open the scoring here at Emerald Headingley.
Yeah, he's picked the right option there. He had a couple of options.
It was that flat ball again, wasn't it? It was a great chance for they've done it before, haven't they? You've just seen them when they've played that short pass, looking to get a breakaway, and I'm trying to think it'll have been Louis, I think, or Tyler that just missed that challenge. And Wigan open the scoring. Max Roberts with the first try of the game. And that'll be Joe Shorrocks to convert. I think he put his money on this one. Strong conversion, successful, and Wigan take a 6-0 lead, and we'll just see the replay of the try. So you can just see there, Shorrocks, flat ball, and it's McClelland who comes rushing up out of the line.
I think we've seen it a few times, McClelland trying to make that read, and when he does it well, but
he didn't read that one at all.
He's just left
the gap
behind there, yeah.
Max Roberts just going straight through to open the scoring. So despite all that pressure, Leeds down in this one. This is a good catch by Forshot, brought back into the line by Harry Rushton. Brad O'Neill's out on the pitch for Wigan, wearing 17. Big change for him as Wigan keep pushing down the line. Big set here, you'd have to say, for Leeds defensively, and that's not what we're wanting. Not a penalty.
I think Wigan have been looking for that early shift, looking to try and get a 3 in, 4 in, and then looking to exploit the spacing behind the ruck. They're really testing us here with these early shifts.
Especially worth quoting as well, you know, both these sides, despite having a lot of players involved with the academy game, the Academy Origin game, sorry, they've got to have, you know, the week off has been so key, especially for Leeds off the back of a defeat.
Yeah, we've had a long time to think about that game and try and do a lot of film on it, just as the arrow goes down there.
As Leeds now with, as you say, the turnover ball, Liam Tyndall with the first drive for the Rhinos. They really do need to look to build here. They did so well for the last sort of 10 minutes, but that try just splitting them open.
Wigan have cut the errors out in the past 10 minutes.
As it's Spence. Goes up the line, McClelland onto Whitton. Broadbent looking to beat Holcroft around the outside, but 3 Wigan defenders help him out there. Talking about good reads.
Yeah,
that was a really good read.
Great read from a winger there.
I guess it knows well how threatening Jack can be.
Yeah.
So close to the line, you know, he can beat them and set people like Ewan Stevens, who's got pace to burn.
They'll want to keep the ball out of Ewan Stevens' hand, that's for sure.
There's McConnell, big hit up with 3 Wigan defenders on the halfway line. McClelland puts it away, takes a little ricochet, just sends Hanley away. He's still watching the ball, picks up eventually to go down that right hand side. Good tackle by Martin and Tom Barton out there. As it's Kean Tyra that brings the ball back into the middle of the park for Wigan. Corey Hall takes a ball on the line. Good tackle from Mustafa. He's really put a shift in the middle. But Shorrocks just catching Leeds napping again. It's a good pass from O'Neill to send Rushton away. 30 minutes out here, Wigan. Hanley. As Johnson tries to jump in it, a little chip and chase. Looking to catch Whitton out, but Ewan Stevens picks up the ball instead. He's in open space now, Ewan Stevens. Good tackle from Wigan just to bring him down inside the Leeds 20. Tyndall up at the line, and that's a great carry.
Another strong carry from Tyndall. He's been doing it all game and all season, to be fair. That's what he's good at.
Big dummy from Spence. Didn't really sell anyone, I don't think. Tom Barton swarmed by red and white jerseys. He's just looking to put a bit of play on. No one-man running as Spence shifts the ball to McConnell there. McClelland looks for Broadbent to come with him. Gives it to Dupree instead. Tries to push away from Holcroft down on this near side. Broadbent to Spence. to put the spiral bomb up and does.
Spiral.
Comes down in sounds of Hanley. Good take from the full-back. Really is as well. They're difficult to take for those kicks. Gets the ball away as well to Wigan. Bit of space in front of Hanley now to go into. Beats Tyndall. Gets up to within the 40, and as we said, this is Leeds really need to shut this down.
This is the battle we were expecting coming into the game. Bit of a slow starter with all the errors, but I think both sides are really coming into it now. It's end-to-end stuff. Neither side are struggling to make meters.
There's Wigan now with Joe Shorrocks up at the line. Good contact with Johnson. McConnell in there as well. Just shy of the halfway here. Here Wigan. O'Neill out the back to Forshaw. Forshaw lets the break and get away. Gets away from 2. Good tackle in the end from Johnson. Tries to finish it off as well and does. Now it's with Harvard. Straight up at the line with Mustafa in there. And Leeds really muscling up in defence, which is needed here. It's Forshaw. Grubber kicks him behind. Takes a ricochet off Broadbent. Whitten does well to keep hold of it. Really end-to-end stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
Really is. With Broadbent shrugging away from 2, and maybe a bit of a head-high tackle in there. The fans are wanting, just below us. I think speed's going to be the key, especially in this area. So Ewan Stevens moving his way back out. I thought he might have wanted to take a run. Jared O'Connor instead. Will Scrimshaw also on the field for Leeds. See him running on there in the 14 jumper, leading the charge. Up at the line, you can see him going for it. He's going to push Holcroft for all he's worth. Good tackle from the substitute. So both sides now are reeling them. You know, looking for a bit of change. Wigan maybe looking to just put another big body out there, whereas Leeds need the creative people, such as, you know, Jared and Will. It looks to be Cal McClellan that's gone off. See him on the far side. It could be a worry for Rob Burrow.
Looks to be limping.
All we want, is it really? With
definitely not in a game like this.
Definitely one of our key players. It's a great kick as well, just short of the line. Whitten picks it up, pushes it back in, and good contact from Ben Holcroft. You can't get away from him. He's putting in a brilliant performance as the Wigan winger.
Yeah,
Stevens.
He's looked good in defence, shutting things down, chasing hard. Another great carry from Tyndall.
It's inspiring the team though, isn't it? You know, look at the effort now. Third tackle and Leeds only on the 20. Martin. Good push at the line, brought down just over the 20, and Leeds could really do with another big body of creative player out there. So Harry Georgiou, as I say, that Harry Georgiou has joined the action. Good take from Hanley, from the kick from Spence. Holcroft. It's the middle of the park, big contact with Scrimshaw and O'Connor. As Tyra takes it into the line here for Wigan. Already a try-up thanks to that Max Roberts effort. They're definitely wanting to build on it in the latter stages of this half. Shorrocks, inside ball to Havard, looking to catch Leeds napping, and does pass out the back as well. Gives it away to O'Neill, and Brad O'Neill doubles Wigan's lead. Try number 2 goes in favour of Wigan, and that's a real knife blow, isn't it, for Leeds?
Yeah.
After that brilliant pressure down at this end of the field in the opening 10-15 minutes, Wigan have really come into their own. 2 tries in relatively quick succession. So we'll see a replay after the kick from Shorrocks, and that's what Leeds can't afford to do now, is let the heads get down.
Wigan have weathered the storm, really. We had a lot of pressure on their line. And I said that when the errors got cut out of the game, whichever side had managed it, you know, they'd start to put some points on the board, and I think that's what Wigan are doing here. Building pressure.
Leeds haven't been allowed down the other end of the field, have they, though?
No.
Since they've gone back up to 13 men, Leeds just haven't had a sniff. And Shorrock successfully converts. So we'll just see that try again. There we go. Look, in the middle of it again, Shorrock's Havard. And no, O'Connor just can't get a grip on him. And Witten maybe should do better on O'Neill, but when you're running that quick and that hard, you know, I think you could say, you know, it's hard to stop someone.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one for the fullback.
So Wigan's lead out to 12. Leeds having 2 tries denied at the start of this half. We're getting to pay for it at the moment. Callum Green now on the field for Wigan. First drive in from the big substitute. O'Connor and Georgiou tackling in there. Havard set up the last try we just saw moments ago. Be happy with that one for himself. There's Martin and McConnell in there again here for Wigan, for Leeds. Looking at the clock, Liam, you'd be thinking for Wigan, is it more points or is it just look to almost grind it until we get to 40 minutes?
You can tell by the kicking, it's game management from Wigan here. They're just trying to see the half out, just trying to kick, find some grass and get some field position really, which is what they've done well.
Shane Ackles will definitely be happy with this, with how they've sort of come back. You said earlier, you know, this game will be won by the player that takes by the team that takes the opportunities first, and you can't really discredit Wigan in that they have been the first team that's gone straight on the bat and gone, yes.
Yeah, we'll
take our opportunities.
It were a tough first 20 for both sides. Both sides were struggling.
Leeds win a needed penalty, if anything.
Just as I was about to compliment Wigan on not making the errors and the penalties, there
it is.
There's an opportunity for Leeds to get some field position, trying to attack the Wigan line.
Harry Georgiou winning that one for Leeds. So what can Leeds muster up in the latter stage of this first half? Martin, set away by Spence. It was a great set play.
Yeah,
back on his inside.
That.
Scrimshaw takes the ball out of the hooker position, but Leeds again just
another error.
Caught out. Another error, as you say. And they're just struggling to get sort of a grip. Whether it's the occasion, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a lot of penalties and errors, and it's really stalling our attack. As soon as we get any decent field position, we're struggling to capitalise.
They're not even forced by Wigan. A lot of them are just like that there, knock-ons. They're our own.
Silly technical errors.
Maybe it's consistency, maybe it's that week off, but
I don't think the defence has been bad from Leeds. I think we've done okay in defence. We're killing ourselves with everything we're doing in attack.
we've just not had the opportunity either. We've just not had the opportunity down on the Wigan try line since, as we say, about 20 minutes in. Wigan go once more. This time for Shorrocks. Gives the ball back for Shaw. Did well to make sure he kept hold of the ball there for the Cherry and Whites. Just shy of the halfway line. Harvard tries to bust away from O'Connor. O'Connor goes in for a bit more. Dupree as well. As the referee's blown up again, we've got a touch judge on the field. We're interested to see what this one's for.
Touch judge just seeing something he's not happy with.
We'll see who he calls over. He's calling over Corey Johnson.
And Harry Georgiou looks like as well.
Harry Georgiou's coming as well.
Maybe it was just something in that tackle.
Look. I think you're right. I think it was just something in the contact, in the tackle. The touch judge has just spotted.
Referee and the touch judge is showing that they're not going to let anything slide in this game.
Since the first minute, I think that's something that's a standard that they've set, is that,
I think it's needed for a fixture like this.
100%, I agree. 100%, because we know how tight this is going to be as a game anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 2 scores in it, and both sides have had a good number of opportunities. Leeds really dominating the first sort of half of it, and Wigan so far in this second period. As they go in search of a third try here, Wigan. O'Neill, the try scorer, up at the line, shy of the 20-metre line here for the Warriors. Borough waits, gives on to Shorrocks. Now it's with Sculthorpe up at the line. And Wigan at the latter stages of this half are really pressuring this Leeds line. Can we see some more of that defence we saw for the first sort of 30 minutes? Good tackle from Dupree on the last tackle.
Might be a turnover.
Just to get Shorrocks down. There's a bit of fisticuffs in there as well. Bit of pushing. As Wigan, as you say, cleverly actually just stalling that play, looking at the clock.
Yeah, it's game management.
With under a minute in the half.
45 seconds left in the half. I think it's Wigan are just looking at this and trying to get back into the sheds. 12-0 up.
So Leeds will have one more opportunity before the hooter goes. Dupree with the first drive into the Wigan line. It's a big ask to go the 80 at the moment. Johnson, inside ball to McConnell, shrugs away from Samuel Halsall. It's with Scrimshaw onto Georgiou, right at the line. Big contact with Shorrocks, gets the offload away as well to Scrimshaw. Looks to see if there's any gaps in front of him. Just can't wiggle his way through. Guess one plays the ball. Whitten. Spence will kick on the last. Looking down to that far side, it's Kean Tyra that's there. That's with Hanley. We're definitely in overtime. The referee just holds that play up and puts Leeds on a team warning. Puts Leeds. That's a big call. He's definitely not happy with something, is he? I think
he's not happy with the rucks, definitely not. And if you look whereabouts on the field we are, once again, there's a shift from Wigan early and trying to exploit that space with a bit of speed in behind the ruck.
As they just mess up the kick there from Borough. Gets a jeer from the fans in the south stand.
Stadium will start to fill up now.
I say this is a curtain raiser game ahead of the main Super League fixture, with Leeds Rhinos taking on Hull KR. Kick-off for that is 3 o'clock, straight after this match. As Forshaw gives it on to Harvard. Remember, Leeds on a team warning here, so we could be down. We could be a man down in no time at all. Forshaw up at the line, good carry, good contact as well there from Georgiou, and Louis in there. Louis McConnell's in there as well. Forshaw out wide. Roberts out of the back from Hall, goes over the head of Holcroft and out over the touchline. It was always a big ask there, wasn't it? He's so close to the touchline. You don't want to be playing that sort of pass. Maybe take the tackle.
Yeah, we're going to be trying it all game, and if you look at the tries, it's an offload. It's a second phase rugby that's got a few gaps for him.
And as we've seen, they've been getting a bit of luck. So coming together after that scrum there as we concentrate on the action with Barton. The contact, Whitten taking the first. Complaints of holding down, but I don't think so. As Martin Shrug tries to pushes that man out of the way. Will Scrimshaw getting caught in the play. Martin. Georgiou onto O'Connor. O'Connor tries to push away, gets a pass out wide. A brilliant offload to Tom Barton. Really good play from the substitute, wearing 18. He's got the ball in his hands again, O'Connor.
Yeah. See what Leeds can do here.
It's going to be a kick from Spence, looking out wide for Stevens. That put a bit of pressure on. He goes up with Holcroft, but
dealt with well.
It was just the wrong side of him, wasn't he? He went around the back instead of around the front, but that does make it the first half. So Wigan, despite that in the first 10-15 minutes, been really under the pressure from the Rhinos. They did open the scoring with Max Roberts and Brad O'Neill as well, getting on the scoreboard just after 30 minutes, with Joe Shorrocks kicking both goals. But you could definitely say Leeds, they're not out of the game. They're just the end of that.
Definitely.
Just the end of that half really swung back in favour of Wigan. When you look at the first half, Leeds were up there, and really, they had the opportunities to score through Dupree and then McClelland as well with an opportunity.
These two sides, both of them doing really well up the middle. It's been big, it's been physical, but the team, Wigan have cut out the errors in the last 20, and if Leeds can do that, they'll definitely go a long way to getting back into this game.
So just take a quick look at the replay of the highlights of this half. So this is the first Wigan try. You see Shorrocks at the heart of both. A great flat pass onto Max Robertson, opening the scoring for Wigan, and then we just see it again. Shorrocks inside ball to Harvard, tries to get away from O'Connor, gets the offload away, and O'Neill coming off the bench. It's a great run from the substitute, and nothing that Leeds could do. So we'll just take a quick break, but we're back for full match commentary of the second half, myself and Liam. So see you in a few minutes. So despite going down 12-0 at half-time, the Leeds Rhinos are the first out onto the field for this second half. In a much-needed second-half performance. We said definitely saw a lot of positive signs at the start of the first 15 minutes, but Wigan really did hit back with those tries from Mac Roberts and Brad O'Neill, 2 conversions as well from Joe Shorrocks. The Rhinos also picking up a team warning at the end of the half, which you'd expect will carry on through to this into this second half. Liam.
Yeah, big response needed. There's a few key areas that need to be sorted out for Leeds. You know, sorting out them rucks, getting it nice and clean, getting rid of the errors, starting to complete and set up in some decent field position.
I say it's not the task we had against Huddersfield, I guess.
No.
Because we could see in that game just how dominant their forwards were. We could see, you know, how easy it was for Dom Young out on that centre edge to just get the tries and make moves. Whereas in this one, Leeds have been close. Leeds have been really tight. Yeah. They've kept really tight to Wigan. There's not been kind of a void where you've gone, we're behind on them. I guess the only thing you could say is, the penalty count is heavily in favour of them, as Wigan do get the game underway.
Yeah, I think it's good to see Tyler and Moise back in. I think they bring a lot to the forward pack.
Just a quick note as well, Callum McClelland off the field. We've not seen him emerge down the touchline, so read into that as you will. But I don't think he'll be coming out for the second half. As Dupree, he leads his first set of this second half, gets Leeds to just about the 50-metre line with Broadbent taking it over. Scored 2 tries in both of Featherstone's Challenge Cup matches against Swinton and I think he scored against Bradford as well. They've put in a good shift in the academy. He's really enjoying himself on dual registration there as well.
It's a good experience for him.
Scrimshaw moves to the left with Spence. High bomb. Looking for Ben Holcroft, who does take the ball. Jack Broadbent follows him. It's a little fumble.
Manages to hold on.
Just keep hold of it. I think it was in between his knees at one point there. As now it's into the line with Corey Hall. Definitely had plenty of carries in that first half over on that left edge for Wigan. Keeping up the carries in the second half as an offload comes away, but the referee pulls the game back. That's Jack Bibby playing the ball. On with Havard on the near side. Roden onto Forshaw. Scruffs the kick away down to Ewan Stevens, who picks the ball up straight back at the line. Not really how they wanted to end the game, I don't think. End that set. Liam, it wasn't a brilliant kick.
No, a rare one from Wigan. They've been good kicking all game. A rare error in the kick.
As Johnson picks up the ball, tries to make something happen down the middle of the park, but can't get anywhere. There's Harvard in there bringing him down. Dupree running strong at the line. That's what we like to see. Gets the ball away to Broadbent. Broadbent with a bit of space in front of him. Has to beat Hanley around the outside. Wants to get the offload away. Does to Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw busts the ball away, and Holcroft picks the ball away. And
it's great play down that side. That's the benefit of having someone the size of Tyler Dupree running at that edge. Tears through, finds Broadbent back into Scrimshaw, but then just a miscommunication between him and Stevens, and the ball goes to Wigan.
Wigan trying to counter us themselves now with Rushton, but again, it's another chance that Leeds can put on the slate that they've just missed.
Yeah, they're adding up now.
It's a great opportunity as well, wasn't it? You thought
great opportunity.
Maybe like Jack to have had a go himself, but as you say, I think
the fullback did well. He tried to skin him on the inside, did Jack, but fullback wrapped him up and he found the offload.
There's a kick for the corner. Finds Liam Whitton.
It's a good kick.
Wants to pull himself away back in the middle of the park. Pushes the ball up and it's a good hit. Forshaw and Roden in there for Wigan. Tyndall. making another big carry and does make big contributions. Does Liam Tyndall. Watch out for him wearing number 5. It's Tom Barton. Takes a flat ball, nothing much for him to do there. Scrimshaw, maybe with the wrong play, taking a settler into the markers.
Keeping them markers honest, making sure that they're not leaving holes in behind there.
That's the second play there. Martin did the same, just a single play in when maybe spread the ball, but unless he's seen something down this side, I don't know. Hanley drops the ball inside to Tyra. Tries to beat Georgiou and McConnell and Dupree again in there. Making a big effort, Tyler Dupree. He's not gone off the field after suffering that knee injury against Castleford.
Yeah, playing big minutes today, Tyler. It's needed.
I think that's something that we'll see is Tyler Dupree and Louis McConnell. Big men, big minutes.
Yeah.
As I say to both of them, they never tend to go off the park. There's another flat ball from Harvard, looks to put Roberts through, but the referee pulls it up and Leeds get a penalty. Get the error.
Yeah. Just on Louis McConnell, it's something that we really need from him in this side. He needs to play them big minutes, and he does consistently play well for 80 minutes.
Just whilst we've got a bit of a break in play, we're just going to see that again. There's Dupree with the breakaway, and Broadbent tries to, as you say, skin him, and there's the gap. Scrimshaw's in front of him, and
you see that's a miscommunication there.
Stevens just reads it and comes back in field, doesn't he? You can see him take a step in, and then as he sees Scrimshaw coming back towards him, steps away, and that's when Holcroft...
Stevens starts to go on the outside, and Scrimshaw throws the balls if he's going to go on the inside, and then
that's when Holcroft pounces, isn't it?
Easy interception there for Holcroft.
Easy interception. A much needed interception though, because should Leeds have got on the board, well, we'd be definitely in for the sort of tie that...
Should Scrimshaw have just taken that tackle and tried to
build, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure on the tackle count at that point, actually. It'd been interesting to see in, third or fourth, as Joe Burton comes onto the field.
He might be able to make a big impact here, Joe Burton.
Corey Johnson off the field as well, and the injuries hopefully not surmounting up again here for Leeds. So the last thing we need is two of our most experienced players off the park as Witten tries to break down that left-hand side.
Exploit the 2v2 on that blind side.
Be interested to see what Joe's going to bring to this one. He's a very, very good footwork, very strong, as we've just seen there at the line.
Yeah.
But look to promote himself, I think.
He's a player that, as this game progresses and the defenders are getting more fatigued, he'll really find some space, will Joe.
It's worth now noting as well that both edges are all first years. Tom and Liam, and Joe and Ewan. So not the experience, but this is the sort of experience they need, isn't it? When in the big games against the big rivals, as Broadbent takes the ball into the middle of the park. Brought down,
moved into the middle now
by Roberts. Scrimshaw, they got left to Dupree. Dupree close to the line, tries to muscle his way over. It's just shy.
There's a real threat on that edge.
That is a turnover ball, and that's a pretty good place to turn over as well.
Yeah, not a bad place as we're thinking about building pressure, and the tries might not come straight away, but if we can build pressure and put in a good defensive set here, straight back into a good ball and try and find some space.
Patience is key. It's also worth noting, you can't see it on the video footage, but the south stand, it has really built up. Plenty of people just underneath us watching this one.
Yeah, I really feel
don't really want to miss out on the action, and that's something that these guys will just want and love playing out on the field.
It's something that especially these first years might not be.
As we just get a quick break on, it comes out to Hanley, is caught out wide. Tyndall tries to force the kick and does. Witten attempts to try and get away from Hanley, but Leeds just taking, as we see, the pressure switch. It's like a pendulum at the moment, one way or the other. Broadbent onto Burton.
Really shift from Leeds.
He gets put up on a plate, doesn't he, for Holcroft. Doesn't miss many.
Good read again from Holcroft.
Broadbent wants to weave his way down out wide as Moise Mustafa comes out onto the field.
See what impact he can bring.
We saw it, didn't we? Look, he's just going up at the line. First carry, right in at the line. Good 10 metres on that carry. Still sure what's happening with Corey Johnson. It's Harry George who's off the field as well. As
kick from Spence.
Leeds find touch.
It's a great kick.
That is a brilliant kick. And it's a 40-20 kick.
40-20, yeah.
Brilliant. We talk about individual moments in games.
Yeah, that's
the
a
sort
big
of stuff.
moment. He's been looking for it all game, once or twice in that first half, looking for touchdown on that far side. He's found it now.
And he's put Leeds in a great position as Spence.
Brilliant position.
Close to the line. Tries to go top, does. Leeds get their opening score here. We'll just double check with the referee. He does.
There it is.
Tyler Dupree's got close so many times.
That is the benefit of having Tyler Dupree in the back row. He's very big, very strong, and he's running at half-backs and centres, and he's been finding them. He's been beating his man a few times, getting quite close to that line.
And he's had a couple of opportunities. He's been denied a try already in this one, but doesn't get denied this one. Grounding that ball, as you say, he's a big carrier of the ball, takes a lot of men with him over the line.
Too big and too strong to handle out wide.
And that left edge of Wigan just couldn't deal with him. Just could not deal with him. As Harvey Spence looks to add a conversion.
Difficult one.
So we've already reeled off his kicking stats. We don't need to mention those again. Slices the ball across, the flags are raised, and that's a brilliant conversion from Harvey Spence. We just see the play again. You see Broadbent taking the ball into the line, gives it to Dupree, who's one-on-one with Corey Hall, and despite Forshaw coming across, so there's just no opportunity for him there.
It's a struggle for a centre to be making that tackle one-on-one with
on such a big guy, on such a big man.
Not much room behind him. Just 6 points behind now.
So 6 points, and it's really swung the tide in favour of the Rhinos at the moment. As Hanley kicks the ball downfield, it's fielded by Jared O'Connor, who from the looks of it has moved into loose forward.
I think O'Connor's moved into loose forward with McConnell into the front row now.
Yeah. It's Dupree again. He's stepping out of challenges, looks to try to get the offload away, and then gets called for the knock-on by the referee. Pleads his innocence, but
yeah,
referee's call stands. Scrum to Wigan. Just when really Leeds should have been looking to, create that pressure and build. Just gets overturned. And as
it's important after a try to get a few metres upfield and get a good kick in and get back into the cycle of the game. But now Wigan with the opportunity to respond.
As you said as well, the coach Rob Burrow would definitely at half-time would have talked about keeping a clean ruck and looking at that penalty count, and that's not giving him much hope, I reckon.
Completion rate as well. I know Rob's big on the completion rate, and it does show when you get the good completion rate, then you get the good result usually.
Big goal line defence needed now from the Rhinos. Harvard at the line, short pass to Shorrocks, who gets the offload away eventually into the arms of Hall.
2-on-2 out wide.
And they look to just put him over the line. It's dumped back in field, and instead Leeds, either way, should still get the ball. I think they're saying he was in touch before he got pushed over, so
that's what the line was saying.
Be a scrum here.
Yeah.
For Leeds.
Good defence there.
Really good defence. You were saying it was 2-on-2.
Yeah, it looked dangerous out wide, but
the men came across, didn't they?
Cover across, yeah, definitely.
The ball was even covered coming when it came back in field, even if there's a way of play on. We still had it covered. So Leeds not out of this one just yet. 6 points the difference. With 26 left on the clock. Barton. Big contact from Sam Halsall. Barton just shrugs it off as he does. McConnell runs that ball back in the middle of the park. And maybe just the arm free. Harvard keeps hold though. as O'Connell moves the ball onto Broadbent. Short of the 40 here, Leeds. Really are building what they can without Callum McClelland and Corey Johnson, as we said. Scrimshaw goes for dummy half, claims a penalty, but referee waves no, play on. Spence, high bomb.
Very high.
Very high. Down for Hanley, who, easy enough, makes it look very easy, doesn't he? Yeah. Or Myla Hanley. Son of Ellery, played for both Wigan and Leeds. Legend in both camps, I think you can agree.
Definitely, yeah.
As Wigan look to just build and attack themselves here, Rushton carrying into Leeds territory. Shorrocks takes the ball himself, no messing around. Not going either way, goes straight in at the line and wins the penalty. And what that shows there is that he's not carried that that team warning across, has he? Otherwise we'd have seen a man in the bin.
It would not have been good for Leeds. But once again, it's been the story of this game really. Wigan have managed to get in behind, and the rucks just haven't been good or clean enough. Too many penalties, too many errors.
It's Harvard now for Wigan. Roden onto Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe with a blind pass to Rushton, and he has the arm free as a second rower. Can't get it away though. Good tackle from Martin, Barton and Spence in there for Leeds. Sculthorpe inside to Harvard. Plenty of carries, the number 10. Close to the Leeds line. Shorrocks, wide pass to Forshaw, and is the man over? Has he grounded that ball? The referee's looking over, and I think he has, yes.
He's got it.
Forshaw scored for Wigan. Just when we thought Leeds maybe had the noses back in this one. Again, another silly penalty.
A silly penalty is concerning the ruck, and then once again Leeds just not slowing the ruck down enough for the line to get set, and that's where the holes come from. That's where there's gaps as you start to shift the ball, looking around where the back row and the centre is. But that all comes from the middle.
So Wigan making a 10-point advantage with kick to come from Shorrocks. And at this point, Leeds really need to be watching both their attack, the discipline, and the clock.
Yeah.
Because that's the danger at this point.
There's loads of time for Leeds to get back into this game.
It just won't be made very easy for them, will it?
Definitely not from this Wigan side.
We say they've only conceded 11 tries this season. Oh, he's hit the post as Shorrocks comes back off, and the score remains at 6 points to 16 in favour of Wigan.
I think Wigan just struggled early on.
See there, it's just as he rolls over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plenty of men around him though. Joe Burton on there, Louis McConnell, not usually beaten. But the lead remains in favour of Wigan by 10. It's going to be Harvard to bring the ball back in for the Warriors. They were definitely, you'd have to say, in the driving seats, despite conceding early in this second half.
Yeah, early on in the game they were struggling with errors, but they've managed to cut them out recently. And that is why they're in the position they're in.
Rushton with that carry there down to this near side. Sculthorpe into the middle of the park with Roden. To get the ball away as well. Will Scrimshaw just saw that at the last minute and put his body in the way. Ball comes out the back now to Shorrocks. Tries to break away, gets the ball back into Harvard. Just stumbles his way through before he's brought down by Scrimshaw and Dupree. So ball chipping behind from Forshaw. Good take from Stevens. Not a lot of room in front of him. Plenty of red and white shirts for him to run into.
Yeah, good kicks from Wigan and good chases as well, which set up their field position.
And it's the best part, isn't it, when you've got when you can kick so well and then have the people following it up.
Yeah, the kick's only as good as a chase, really, which the chase has been brilliant from Wigan.
And that's something that Leeds have been caught out doing this year, you know, great kicks, downfield, but the chasers just haven't followed.
Yeah.
So they do need to follow, and this was Brad Martin. Had one of the men committed, goes himself. Little push in the head from Rushton. He pulls up with his hamstring, but
yeah.
Play continues in the middle. O'Connor.
So he's struggling, Brad.
He is struggling down this near touchline. Spence looking for that touchline again. This will be Holcroft to bring away. Big contact in the middle, and it's like Tom Barton. No, it's not Tom Barton, it's Will Scrimshaw with another big shot. Martin's still playing on. It was a big run back, wasn't it, from Holcroft? No prisoners, and no mercy. In at the line.
That's what you need from your wingers in the games like this, where the forwards are tiring each other out. You need players like Holcroft's been doing, like Tyndall's been doing, to take over the mantle really and try and make some metres upfield.
Scrimshaw's just getting a bit of treatment from the Rhinos staff.
Martin seems to be heading towards the touchline.
Yeah, I think he's coming off as well. Yeah. Just getting the signal from the coaches to pull him from the field. Scrimshaw will play on though. Just see him in 14. There's Harry Georgiou who makes his way back onto the park. And as we've just been notified, we only have one sub. One sub left.
See, that's worrying for Leeds.
If Brad Martin's not as fit as, well, if it's not as serious too, but really, there's only Ryan Rowley that can come on. Corey's off.
As this game progresses, the players are only going to get more fatigued, and it's a bit of a worry for Leeds, that.
It happened 2 weeks ago, didn't it, though, against Huddersfield? Same scenario.
It's an issue at the minute for us, definitely.
The Shorrocks. It's a breakdown field. Good tackle from Mustafa. Make sure he doesn't get away and get that ball away either. Roden. Grubber kicks the ball in behind. Good take from Whitten. Needs to find the gap out wide, but nothing's emerging. Nothing is emerging for Leeds. And as you were saying, you know, Wigan have definitely put the pressure on, piled it on. You know, second, third tackle here, and we're not out of our 10-metre line.
No.
It's a worry at the moment as Tyndall tries his best. Big carry, makes 5 or so metres. And now with Georgiou getting beyond the 20, puts the sticks reverse, but Shorrocks and Rushton are in there. Flat pass from McConnell to Mustafa, and it's a dodgy tackle from.
Yeah, he's gone down
Wigan.
awkwardly.
He's gone down awkwardly. As Spence with a little chip and trace trying to make something here. Whitten just unable to pick that ball up, and we've seen that work so many times before. Pre-season, the first couple of games, we've seen that work.
Yeah, Spence has been looking for these long kicks all game and just trying to catch them out there. He sees the fullback's gone deep,
and Wigan now get Leeds now get the penalty, moving off the mark. What the referee will say here.
First opportunity in a while for Leeds to try and get into good ball and try and test Wigan here.
The score remains 16 points to 6 in favour of Wigan.
To tap the ball.
It's going to be a tap and go. Broadbent, short pass to Dupree, and we're definitely utilising him on that edge because Wigan can't deal with him.
It's something we've looked at in training, that short side play from the tap, trying to exploit people, switching off.
So Georgiou in as well. The big men doing the big minutes at the moment. Broadbent working his way across. He's come out of the centre role. He's working as more of a utility back, isn't he, at the moment, Jack? As McConnell, short past to Mustafa. Scored a hat-trick against Newcastle. He's going to get himself over here. No, it's short. Good effort from Moise Mustafa.
Great metres after contact.
Carried men with him as well.
Yeah.
Spence. Out to Broadbent, on to Barton. Barton to Tyndall. Tyndall in the corner. Try number 2 for Leeds at a time when it was really required. And you definitely say there, Moise Mustafa needs to have a good pat on the back for that one, for his effort in that try.
Mustafa goes tearing through the middle, and it tightens the Wigan defence up. Quick play of the ball, and
looked outnumbered, did the Leeds attackers there when they were looking out wide.
Yeah,
we'll see the replay in a minute, but
a few quick balls out wide, and we've just caught them out there. And good hands from TJ on an easy 2-on-1 with the winger. Finds Tyndall in the corner.
Great work from Broadbent, who, as I said, he's definitely working like a utility back. He's not. I couldn't place him in a position at the moment, but.
Well, he started off in the centre, but obviously with people going off the field, there's had to be a few changes, but he's got the skill to be making them passes, so great work from Jack.
It's going to be a tough conversion here from Harvey Spence. Already kicked one this afternoon. Make that 2. If it hits a post, it doesn't matter. Make that 2, Harvey Spence. Add that to your tally. We're just going to see it again. Mustafa's so close to the line. And it's Broadbent just not holding that ball too long. Nice weighted pass from Barton. Yeah. And Wigan just didn't follow out wide.
When Mustafa goes tearing through the middle, he's drawn men in, and it opens up out wide afterwards.
So 4 points in it. It's a real nail biter in the last 15 minutes here at Emerald Headingley. It's Whitten with the first drive for Leeds. Georgiou for the second. He gets the offload well with McConnell with a bit of space in front of him to run into. Pushes away from the Wigan men, gets up to the 30. Scrimshaw gets it to Broadbent, steps back on his inside. In the middle of the park, and it's a high tackle from Borough, and there's a bit of afters here. Mustafa in there. It wasn't pretty, was it, when you looked at...
Borough takes him down, and he's hit him high, and then
he just keeps him down, doesn't he, as well? The penalty had already been given.
Clearly unhappy with the penalty. Takes it out on Broadbent.
Then Mustafa gets in there as well. Let's see if there's any afters here.
I think things like that erupt in games like this. It's just two big physical sides bashing into each other all game. Things like this start to come out as the game goes on. Let's see how the referee deals with this one.
We're not condoning it, but you know, you say what else? What can you expect?
These things happen in these massive games, especially when it's as close as this. You know,
such a rivalry.
Yeah.
Even though it's not, you know, a Leeds Wigan first team clash post match for the main event. You know, everyone's still passionate out there. As we're just seeing Mustafa getting called up by the referee Jones. I think it's just going to be a caution here. I don't know, because
just a little talk.
Don't think there's going to be a card. The penalty's given, so I think that's all that matters, isn't it, really?
Yeah, for the high tackle originally. Nothing too serious there. But another opportunity for Leeds.
Another brilliant opportunity, kicking that ball just shy of the halfway line. Dupree with the first carry. Up at the line, takes 3 defenders with him. They really are pushing here, Leeds. Scrimshaw onto Mustafa, big carry from the prop, and it just bounces off Joe Shorrocks. No mercy here as the ball comes loose. And they're going to bring the ball back to be played, says the referee. That's from McConnell. Right side play, Broadbent with a bit of speed. Trying to catch Sculthorpe napping, but he's in there and ready to go. O'Connor back in at the line. Good tackling from Wigan as Leeds look just to get a bit closer to that try line before they pounce.
The numbers on this right
Spence. On 5th tackle now, Leeds. It's be a bit of a danger that there's no kicker in there as it's Broadbent to slot it, and really a bit
lack
useless,
of organisation
to be honest.
there. Scrimshaw on the 5th gets out of dummy half and then finds Broadbent with a bit of a hospital ball, and
there's nothing else for him to do there, is he?
Yeah,
He knows he's got to kick it. Spence is in the tackle, but you're hoping that he can kick a ball better than that one.
He's under a lot of pressure there. This is what happens when one of your halfback goes off the field, and
you only got one control in it, haven't you?
Yeah, if Spence gets tackled on the 4th, we're struggling for a kicking option.
As Wigan keep on pushing forward now, is through Bibby.
Brings him down.
He's still moving off the mark as well. Referee oblivious to that one, with Burrow with the ball. There's O'Neill onto Shorrocks. Shorrocks short pass, and it's a breakout here for Roberts. Good tackle. Moise Mustafa. Great tackle from the prop. It's a quick play again. Holcroft looking to send Holcroft away, but it's a good tackle in the end, and Leeds getting the turnover, and they're going to bring Ree and Rowley back on.
Big effort needed from Rowley here.
Definitely, it's at a point, 10 minutes left in the game. You're look at the impact that someone like Moise Mustafa's brought since he's come on. So we need something similar. 4 points is the only difference as Georgiou spills the ball. Referee waves play on. Don't let the nerves settle in now as McConnell up at the line. Just over the 20. Scrimshaw onto Georgiou. Georgiou levels up at the line, straight in again. Safe hands this time. There's Broadbent. They're moving now right with O'Connor. Not a lot of room for him to move out on this right edge as Broadbent looks to find the space in front of him. Barton is released by the number 4. It's on 5th tackle, so something's got to happen here for Leeds. Spence with the kick away and finds the turf, kicks away as well.
It's an awkward bounce.
Holcroft just showing it.
It beats one, beats two.
He's beaten a couple to get to that point. Joe Burton not really, should be putting a bit more of a shoulder in them. Mustafa as well was in there, and Leeds now do get the forward pass. The shot of forward down on this side. I wouldn't say crowd manipulation, but
it's an opportunity for Leeds.
It's what we need, isn't it? It's what Leeds need in the last 8 minutes or so, as our stadium clock is showing. Obviously with the first half, we could see there's definitely been some stoppages, hasn't there?
Yeah.
So we're tied on this one at the moment. 4 points, the difference.
With Wigan missing that kick off the 3rd try, that could prove
costly, couldn't it, here at the moment?
Costly.
McConnell.
If Leeds can cross here, put them in the driving seat.
Held up and brought down. In Wigan territory here, what can they do here, Leeds? They've got plenty of tackles in the bag. Spence onto Broadbent, short pass to Dupree. Good option to set the big second rower.
He's been a good option
away. He's definitely been my man of the match, Tyler Dupree. He's up there. Moise Mustafa.
Another man who's made a great contribution.
100%. As Rowley plays the ball back. McConnell onto Spence. Spence shapes to go himself. And he's brought down at 5th tackle again. I'm a bit worried what the kicking option's going to be here for Leeds. McConnell to Broadbent. Long goal kick back on the inside. Scrimshaw. Oh, he has to ground it. Yes, he does.
But was his foot out of touch?
But they've called it out of
play.
His foot was an absolute drama here as Wigan could go down the other end themselves. Mustafa with a big shot on Sculthorpe. But the referee stops the play. No control, I think, is what they'll say there. Yeah, we've just seen the play. Let's see it again. We didn't think anything was on.
I think they've caught on by surprise here.
Could just see Scrimshaw. There's where he should be grounding it, and the foot is out.
Yeah,
it's the right call.
Just a bit hesitant there, Scrimshaw.
He just needed to commit himself, didn't he? I know he's a small man, but he just needed to commit himself to the ground in that one.
It's cost Leeds here.
And another penalty as well on top of what Mustafa did. Shorrocks gets the ball away to Sculthorpe. Rushton, nowhere to go here for the second rower.
You just have to wonder if we'll be looking at that at the end of the game and thinking what might
That was the
have been.
opportunity.
Yeah, maybe. There's still time here for Leeds.
There's still plenty of time for both sides, for Wigan to get a winner and for Leeds to get a winner as well.
Yeah. If there's a next try, it would certainly settle it.
100%. As Harvard sends the ball to Forshaw. Grubber kicks out the back, it's a breakaway. Jack Broadbent on the break, looking to go all the way. There's no one around. Ewan Stevens is following up. But Jack Broadbent to go under the post.
The South Stand erupts.
And the South Stand is in great noise at Emerald Headingley as Jack Broadbent, I wouldn't say has won the game, but levels the game here at Emerald Headingley. What a moment. Oh, it's absolutely speechless.
And it's under the post as well.
Moment.
Should be easy enough for Spence to pose in the lead here.
You could see the play, it was just really hesitant over on that far side. Forshaw just kind of get the ball, it was committed, but
he sort of broadcasted that pass, and Broadbent comes out of the line. He sees that pass all the way,
and he's up and away, and
no one in front of him. He's got the pace.
No one was going to catch him as well all the way. He had plenty of support, Stevens as well.
Yeah.
You know, even if he'd have been required there, Ewan Stevens, you'd have said, that's 4 points.
Under the post.
Yet to be turned into 6.
You'd have to think he'll put this over.
And could this be
Spence with the opportunity to put Leeds ahead in this game for the first time, I think.
This will be, it's the first time, and
easy
Spence
enough.
Does convert 3 points the difference. So with 5 losses and 1 draw in the last 4 or 5 since 2015, could Leeds now be on the brink of, I would say, a famous victory? Yeah, over Wigan.
This is huge.
It's going to be a tense 5 minutes. If that, don't you go anywhere on Facebook or YouTube for the remainder of this game as the kick finds the touchline, and that's a lucky bounce.
That is a very lucky
bounce for Tyndall to pick that one up.
I think Barton was hoping it was going to go out on the full, but
Jared O'Connor as well.
Jared O'Connor, yeah.
You're just spectators at that point.
If that ball bounces out, you know,
Wigan are back in the driving seat themselves. Broadbent.
It's got to be a completion here for Leeds. It's got to be.
Taken down. It's a try scorer. Mustafa in at the line. Shrugs away from 1. Shrugs away from 2.
Big carry.
Drops the ball.
He's dropped it.
And Wigan are now on the attack. This time through Callum Green.
Wigan 2 points behind.
This is a real pendulum game, isn't it? It's swinging both ways. We say the South standing great noise for that try.
Yeah.
Just below us, it's really packed out. As Harvard takes the ball in, Rowley needing.
They're all holding their breath.
Big contact there
as Wigan approach this line.
Shorrocks looks to get the ball away and does. And now it's Forshaw on the far side. Looks to go himself through the line. Oh, it's the space as well. He got through. Oh. He just got through. O'Neill. Grubber kicks for himself and fumbles the ball over the line.
Dropped it.
And the referee's going to wave play on. O'Connor with a little half break on. Leeds on the attack again. Broadbent looking to try find Barton. It'll look to, does get the ball away.
Strip it
to O'Connor.
Leeds regain it.
Back to 6 as well. So that looked like it was possibly going one way when that
would have been a big moment.
Kick went through. That would have been a big moment for Bradley O'Neill. But Leeds now in the attack. Tyndall. 5 games for him this season. Can he mark his 6th with a win? Rowley, big contact on Harvard, takes it back into the contact. And now it's with McConnell. Gives the ball behind to Spence. Spence onto Dupree. There's a bit of space in front of him now. Gets it away.
Oh,
Burton with a fumble. And Stevens fumbles it back. Wigan now in the attack. Oh, this is going either way. It's a real swinging game at the moment in terms of pressure and tension. Corey Hall. 30 metres out here, Wigan. They go the same way. Roberts. Brought down by Dupree. That's with Forshaw. Gets it away to Shorrocks. Still not wrapped the ball from Joe Shorrocks. Gets the ball away. Third tackle here for Wigan. And the referee just holds the play up as Roberts has gone down that on that far side. Just going to see that attempt again. Let's just see him. O'Neill just grubber kicks for himself. Roll is all over. Oh, I don't know.
I think he just fumbled it.
I think
he fumbled it and then tried to regain it and get it over the line, but his fingertips. As we're into the closing stage of this match now.
For those as well who have got this on, just a quick update as well. Leeds draw 1-1 with Aston Villa. Just to keep you all up to date with that one. Tyler Dupree's also getting some treatment down on the pitch. What a big 2 points difference this is going to be in this one. We're just going to wait for play to resume. Saints have beaten Widnes as well, 22-18.
So they keep their unbeaten record.
They're still unbeaten this season with 7. Wigan's under threat at the moment. Big carry close to the line. There cannot be long left in this one. 5th tackle here for Wigan. Shorrocks onto Forshaw. Grubber kicks it behind. There's plenty of followers, and it's too heavy.
There it is.
It's too heavy.
7 tackle set for Leeds, and an opportunity to close this game out.
So we don't know how long's left in this one. Clocks are all at 0. The Leeds are just taking their time here.
Yeah.
Joe Burton in at the line. Bit of pace, gets an offload away for McConnell. Never say die football here, is it, from Leeds? Just pouch the ball, guys, as Broadbent gets Leeds just shy of the 40.
A bit slow to his feet here, Broadbent.
That's Mustafa. Just taking their time here, Leeds. With this set working their way over that left-hand side. Dupree. They'll be aware as well, won't they, that 2 points against this Wigan side will be...
Oh, Dupree there looking to be struggling with something.
It's a wrist or a hand. But you'd expect, wouldn't you, at the end of this one, a kick for touch.
Yeah, drill it into touch. I'm sure Wigan will be sprinting to get that scrum packed and get the clock off as it is at the minute, but time is running out.
Looks like it's a dislocated finger. It's just seen to and slotted back in.
Back to his feet now.
As Leeds will play on. Mustafa, his second carry of this set. Taking it into Wigan territory.
They can't get him to ground.
He's a difficult man to take to ground. He's a big body, rolling as well. Taking a good carry. Lands on his front, tries to get the quick play and does. Now it's Spence as we see. Grubber kicks it out over the touchline. Good game management from Leeds. And you reckon there can't be long left? There cannot be long left. Wigan look to pack the scrum quickly.
And there's the time-off call. It'll be interesting to see what Wigan do here. They'll be very aware that there's not much time left in this game. See if they put a shift on or even a kick in behind. Something for Tyndall to be very aware of as this scrum goes.
A lot of pressure in the scrum as well. There was a scrum push there as well, which was interesting from Leeds as they look to push Wigan over that touchline. Ben Holcroft there. Now it's with Corey Hall. And Wigan have got a big ask, 80 metres to go.
They're setting up a shift here.
So you don't want to give away a penalty here. This is not the place to give away a penalty.
Definitely not.
Harvard.
Squeaky clean here.
Now it's with Shorrocks. Inside ball to Harvard again. Forshaw looks to try breakaway. Good tackle from
this right edge.
Scrimshaw. And O'Connor's in there as well. That's Harvard. Wants to play a wide pass to Shorrocks. Looks at his options in front of him. Gets it out the back into Callum Green, but still nowhere for the final substitute to go. Last tackle. Sculthorpe scruffs the kick away. It's not a pretty one, is it? As Whitton pouches it and takes the ball back into the line. Looks to try and get a breakaway here as well. Ben Holcroft looking to rip the ball as well as he can.
Good work from Whitton there.
Just make sure he keeps hold of that ball. Oh, the only thing you can ask him, isn't it, as Stevens follows suit, taking the ball just into the markers. Leeds wasting as much time as they can. As Dupree. That's Broadbent, just rolls it over. And that's
it.
Marks a famous win at Emerald Headingley. How to mark your first game since 2017 here by having such a great comeback. To be 12-0 down at half-time, despite scoring first as well in the second period, you know, going 16-6 and bouncing back.
They were a bit slow to come into that game, but as the second half progressed, they really came into it. They cut all the errors and the penalties out of the game, and a great performance from the boys in the second half.
Even with the injuries to Corey Johnson and Callum McClelland, leaving us with one player on the bench, this was a really spirited performance from the guys.
Great work from all of them, especially the boys in the middle. You know, some big lads in there that have been having to play big minutes, been forced to due to the injuries that we've had, but they've done it and they've done it well, and we've come away with the win.
So we'll just see some of the game highlights just to round this one off. So back in the first half, we could see the Wigan scoring first through Max Roberts, a great short pass from Shorrocks. Just sending Roberts through. And then again, Shorrocks putting Harvard away, gives it to Brad O'Neill. And O'Neill grounding that ball nicely to make the half-time score 12-0. Then in the second half, Leeds first on the board through Tyler Dupree. A big performance from him to ground that ball after being denied in the first half. But then Wigan back at it. This time with Forshaw rolling over to ground the ball. For Leeds started the fight back. As Broadbent, after a good effort from Mustafa, put Liam Tyndall in the corner. And then to cap off the win, Jack Broadbent making an 80-metre dash to score under the posts and make it the final score 18-6 despite late pressure from Wigan.
Great reaction there from Broadbent. The pass is a bit wayward and he's spotted it, he's caught it, and there it is.
So thank you to Liam Hamill for the commentary over this fantastic game. So a brilliant afternoon for Leeds Rhinos Academy, who have bounced back from defeat to win 18 points to 16. You can see the Rhinos up next here at Emerald Headingley. But for the under-19s, we'll be back down at Stanley next week for the visit of City of Hull Academy. But until then, see you later.